I thought you had a 40 over there. Hello, 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 and welcome to Conversation Pressure, the podcast show, where we provide different outlooks, share our truths, and encourage listeners by helping nurture, heal, inspire. Inspire. Why do I mess that word up every week? All while making you laugh, sometimes cry, but ultimately giving hope. To the left of me, well, I'm Ab, and this is my co-host D. Don't be slipping on this. I see. This week we will be discussing walking away from uh, and what that looks like, what that look like, and what that means. But before we get into that, the week before last, our topic was the brown paper bag test. And we actually have some comments from some viewers that we want to share. Now I gotta pull it up. My apologies. Oops. One listener said, should I read their name? Yeah. One listener said, I can't believe you went through all that bullshit with white people. But you choose to raise your child to love everybody knowing. This country is changing rapidly. And all these new groups are now showing out because they know that they can't be deported like in the past. Everyone is basically sticking with their own and doing what it takes to uplift their own. I have never heard any other group talking about love everyone and treat everyone the same. See the news stories all the time where young blacks can't believe why they are targeted in a racial incident because these younger parents have taught them there's no racism or prejudice because Obama is president. Now, I would like to reply to that one because just because I teach my child to treat people right does not mean I do not teach her about racism and or prejudice. That still doesn't mean that I'm not going to raise a young lady that, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna love herself without being ignorant. Because that's pretty much what this comment is saying. That's how I take it.
We're not raising our children to deny that is out here, that we may be treated, or they may be treated differently because of how they look. But what we're telling them is how you would want to be treated, regardless of what they look like.
And
it has nothing to do with Obama being president.
I was going to say definitely nothing to have to do with Obama being president. Because let's be clear, I'm going to go a step further. My parents were still in school before schools were integrated, okay? So they experienced all type of the real racism. Nothing that we have ever actually experienced, but the stuff where it was right blatantly in your face, okay? And my parents still never taught me, you know what I mean, to not treat people the right way.
That's right.
Yeah, that doesn't change anything. I can still love myself as a black person because I promise you I am proud to be black and I love every part of it, everything that comes along with it. So, you know, that comment, who hurt you? That's what I'm gonna ask you. Who hurt you?
Yeah, it's a.
I'm like, you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm done with
that's really it. I don't want to give too much attention. But we want
right, because it's negative.
We appreciate the fact that they took the time to write. So
we definitely
like to respond.
Thanks for your feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just know that ignorance don't get you far. I'm gonna leave it at that. The next comment says, well, the next comment is actually two comments because he wrote one. He or she wrote. I'm gonna say he because of the way it's worded, but I could be wrong. But he or she wrote one and then came back and wrote another one. It started with, Black women always complain about colorism, featureism, texturism, too dark this and that, but majority are extreme hypocrites. Many black women themselves don't date men who they consider to be so-called too dark-skinned or too African-looking. Don't know where that came from. We have to be honest. Here, most of you ladies would rather date a Jeremy Meeks, that's a lie, than a Lance Gross. If I had to pick one, it would be Lance. Many black women would giggle and belittle a man like Crepin Diata. I'm not sure who that is. Can we look this person up, please? Crepin, Krepin, Diata, Diata. Who? I'm sorry, because I want to see what it looks like. Crepin, Krepin. And in both of the comments, they reference this person. So, Crepin, is that you? Is that you? No, he's not attractive to me. I mean, but it is what it is.
Doesn't have anything.
His complexion, no. But he's not attractive. And he says he has been mocked by black women on social media for being too dark and ugly. And I'm not mocking him. I'm just saying he's not my preference. But
I mean,
go ahead.
What you're attracted to is what you're attracted to. Point blank, period. That's nothing that you can even change yourself. What attracts you is what attracts you. And for me, some females I know, they love light skinned guys. Some females I know love dark skinned guys. I'm like, like I'm in the middle. For me, what attracts me to a person, of course, like see somebody. If you like what you see, that's one thing. Physical attraction. However, I like a person for their personality, things they do. But of course, that initial thing is the first. Your first thing is you see with your eyes. You know what I'm saying? And there has been people who I wasn't necessarily attracted to, nothing to do with their skin tone, that I, got to know them just like, oh, they grew on me type thing. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, you cannot knock a person for being attracted to what they are attracted to. And if they're disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? Or like maybe, bashing them. Yeah, that's wrong. That has less to do with them being a black woman. It has more to do with their character, right? And who they are and their morals. It doesn't have anything to do with being a black woman. So for you to say that,
and you already in this one
put us in a box to stereotype us, then maybe the self-evaluation needs to happen. I try to reflect your feelings and opinions onto a group of people.
Because the last sentence of the comment says black women have self-hate, low self-esteem, internalized racism, and I am done with the majority of them. And guess what? We done with you.
Black women aren't the only ones who suffer from self-hate as an individual thing. It has nothing to do with color. But again, that's your opinion. We're going to respect that.
Right along.
Thank you.
The last comment, I'm only reading 3. The last one says, Americans are funny. They never experience colorism, yet most of their popular female stars and women who are praised for their beauty are either mixed race, Vanity, Halle Berry, Ariana Grande, and Mariah. Okay.
Again, whoever you're getting this information from, that's what they like.
That's what's being publicized, though.
But that's what's beauty to them. Yeah. So that doesn't have nothing to do with me. That's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
I could tell you a handful of men that think I'm beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Just the way I am, and I don't look like them. I don't feature the way they do.
And all I am is light skin because I got big lips.
I'm just saying, it's just, I would think that we would understand that, that
I know it's funny to a degree
because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if you get 20 men and all what they think is beautiful is light, fair skinned, women, and that's your quorum, then that's what you're going to get. That's the majority is going to 6 of them like the majority, but that's only what
Right.
What numbers are you going by?
Right. It's a small percentage.
And not to take away from those women, they are beautiful. The way they are. They are beautiful. Just like other women who are dark, like Grace Jones, dark, beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you because that's just like I always think that Whoopi Goldberg was she. Oh my God, her younger pictures, that thing. That thing was cute. I ain't even gonna hold you. Every time I see her young pictures, I'll be like, look at Whoopi. Yeah. But people did used to say that she was ugly. But again, that has
beauty comes in all different types of shades.
People, it's just like people don't want people. You know, some men like women with natural hair. Some women don't. I mean, some men don't. Some women like men with beards. Some women don't. Mm-hmm. Like it's just all in, you know, like you said, your preference. Yeah. And now it can be a fine line with that also. I get, like, I actually understand why these people, these commenters feel the way they do, because I look at the same social media as you. But if you look at like real life and the people that you interact with on a daily basis, like, no, like I don't even, no, I don't see it. Like they said, we're funny because we don't claim we ain't never experienced, but.
Listen, it hasn't been that. I had to go back and say, well, wait a minute. I think this hasn't been, you know, my portion. You know, it just hasn't been that I interact with that don't look like me. I have no problem. I have a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? So that has not been my thing, you know.
And also, let's be clear, if I'm not even looking at this person in like a romantic type of way, I don't give a damn what you really think of, if you think I'm attractive or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't matter to me because I wasn't interested in you anyway. But it goes back to what we talked about a couple. We rather go after what don't want us and then make up this big, to do about it. When no. It's somebody out here for you. It's somebody out here that wants you. But guess what? All this Harper Bible that you're talking about right here, now you don't like that person.
Exactly.
So, those are the 3 comments that we decided to read this evening.
And again, we appreciate your feedback.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, I'm a little rough around the edges, so please don't take offense to anything that I said. But I definitely do want to know the first one. Who hurt you? Because it's okay. I promise you. We love you. Don't nobody else love. Moving on. Boom, boom, ting. So tonight's topic. Girl, because I don't know if my place. That was it. Oh, walking away from what you love. Now, this can be a romantic relationship. This could be family. This could be platonic. This could be any walking away. It could be not just a person. It could be anything that you feel like you can't break free from. Let me put it that way. What do we start with? Have you ever had? I mean,
so for me,
yeah,
we have enough.
Girl, because we have talked about this, girl. Both of us.
Yes. So, for me, you get to know me, realize I'm a loyal person.
To a fault sometimes.
Yes. When you're in my circle, like you're in my circle, it's hard to get in there. So once you're in there, you're in there. So usually, when I allow somebody in that circle in that space, I'm loving, you know, without condition. I'm 10 toes down or whatever. And a lot of times we have those type of relationships. We build those type of relationships and have those connections with or what with. You know, whether it be a family or a friend that you've known your entire life that you don't even remember meeting, right? So what happens, you know, you think about stuff like, you know, I never imagined my life without such and such. Because, you know, like my great grandmother passed away. Like almost took me out because I never imagined my life without her. However, when things happen in your everyday life and you have to walk away from a relationship, that, whether again it be, you know, family, friends, or whatever, it's not easy to do because you have like those ties, you build those. Um, and knowing to walk away from it is for your
You
good.
better, yeah.
It is difficult. It feels like a broken heart. It feels like um your boo and you done been with for 20 years, then decided just woke up one day like I'm over this. Like it's hard to walk away from that, you know. And a lot of times it's for, you know, maybe it's for their good. Maybe they had to get away from you for a reason, or vice versa. But it is it's heartbreaking. You know, it's hard to do. And I think when people, I'll talk about it from like a friendship point of view. You could be friends with somebody, you know, X, Y, Z, but you're in a place where you're trying to grow for a different place, or those things that you used to do with that person, are no longer, you know, no longer benefits you in any type of way. It's not bringing any value to your life. So you like separate a little bit. Like, all right, well, you gonna do this, I don't want to do that no more. But now you acting funny, you know. So now you have to decide whether to move forward and do something that's beneficial to you, or do you stay here to make them happy,
right?
You know, and it's difficult, and especially
it's hard to choose you sometimes.
It is, especially if you're the type of person that's always putting everybody first. You're always the giver. You're always the mama bear. You're always the fixer. You know, but it becomes a time in your life where sometimes you have to break away from that, and sometimes it's not forever. You know, sometimes it's just until you can to get where you need to. You know, exactly. And I think, for I don't really remember having a lot of conversations like this with like my guy friends, mostly male family members, whatever. It's always them. So a lot of times, for the majority of the times that for the ones I talk to, it was always about, you know, they have kids with, that maybe not married, maybe married, you know, whatever. And they love this person, but they not, you know, they not getting the same type of care. So, they stuck. They stuck right there. So, like, what do you do? Like, what do you believe that needs to happen in order for consider like they in their mind? I believe know the best thing, but what needs to shift? I think that needs to shift in them, make them make that decision to go ahead and be like, you know,
well,
this is it.
I don't think it's a decision that's just right away.
No.
I'm thinking about a recent, and I feel like you have to really do the work to, one, understand that you are enough, and two, understand that love that you give, you deserve in return. Like I've heard people say, like, you know, I'm afraid. I'm like, well, is that person afraid of you? Because if not, then it's one sided. And the thing is, you should not ever be afraid of anybody walking out your life. Period. You know, it may hurt, but for me to feel like, okay, you decided that you don't want to be here in whatever shape, form, or fashion that is, you no longer want to be here. And I'm afraid that if you walk out, what? You know what I'm saying? Like you made up in your mind that you don't want to be here. So all I can do is let you go. And like I said, I'm not saying it won't hurt, but I just can't see myself being that person where I'm like, I mean, I have been that person. And I had to learn to be like, okay, you know what? Like I said, I deserve what I'm giving you also. Like I deserve that in return. I deserve for somebody to feel like I would never want to lose my husband, but I hope he feel the same way. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It should go both ways. Like, not, oh, I'm the only one sitting over here, and he just like, because I leave tomorrow, and I'm like, no, like that just don't even. That's a one-sided relationship, you know. So you definitely have to do the work. You have to understand yourself for real. Like I feel like when you get to that point, it's a lot of work that you have to do within yourself to love yourself and really understand like. Life will go on. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're in a relationship that is not like, and I say relationship, and this could be a friendship, you know, or a romantic relationship. But if you're in a relationship and it's not like that person, they don't pay your bills, you pay all your own bills. You know what I mean? If you're not using them for anything, it should be that much easier. Yeah. Excuse me, to distance yourself. If you know, it's not.
I mean, we're not saying like you put this time in, you build this feelings, money invested, leave, saying all avenues exhausted, or you're fighting or something to be. It just has to come on yourself enough. Yep. To say I deserve more. And there's somebody out here that's going to love me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not saying that your growth stops, but just for who I am. And if not, you have to be that person that loves you enough. Go ahead.
Because I'm glad you said about the growth. I'm sorry. Walk away from anything that holds you. If you're with someone and they're holding you, again, friendship, relationship, whatever, they holding you to who you was 10 years ago, it is time to get away from that person. And
I'm sure that happens.
More than,
you know, and be careful with, you know, ready, you know, because a lot of times things are falling. Is this just right? Everything's falling apart. Actually falling into together. Place. You know, it's falling into place and take a step back. And I'm speaking from experience because I've been there, you know.
Me too.
Like, oh gosh, like, you know, broken heart, whether it be a romantic or is them went nuts. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
And I felt like it was like the end for me. Like, I'm going to die of a broken heart. And I had to realize that, and anybody know me, I'm a God girl. So I'm going to get on my knees. I'm going to pray. I'm going to cry. I'm going to try to figure it out. And I had to realize that a lot of it was me. And when I say it was me, there's certain things that I saw that I ignored. Certain things, when it comes to kids, you spoil your kids. You might do a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Just things like that. I had to evaluate the part that I played in it. So walking away or taking a step back wasn't easy, but I knew it was necessary. You know, I knew it was necessary. It helped me grow. It helped me get things that God had. You know what I'm saying? Like, it helped me. Like I said, I felt like it was all falling apart, that I was crashed, but it was actually falling. So when we look at things that are, would you rather stay with a person you love, but it's continuously hurting you, causing you pain, adding no value, just taking, you know, taking your peace, you know what I'm saying, your peace of mind, your sanity, and you just find yourself giving, and you're holding on, you know, when do you decide
enough is enough?
Enough is enough. House got to burn down.
Right. No, because you only have control of you. So at some point you have to, we're 50% of our problem. We're always 50% of our problem. Whether it's what we did do, what we didn't do, what we did say, what we didn't say. Right, what we allowed, because you're treated teach people how to treat you by what you allow. But you have to be in control of you and understand, like, I love myself enough to not allow myself to go through this. And that's with no matter who it is. Like you said, the kids, your mother, your father. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And even if it's something different, like different. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm not a people person, but I love people. If that makes sense, right? So,
and I'm just not a people person.
I just remember, like for me, like I like to bring positivity. I like to encourage. That's just part of who I am. So just whatever. And so I would always do videos,
right?
Encouraging videos. You know, just like that's Demetria, right? And one of my exes, like,
shut up.
Basically, you want some old Kanye West rap type stuff. Somebody must have hurt you. So I'm like, oh, is that how I come off to people?
No.
Like, really?
Not at all. That's misery.
So I walked away from what I love doing because of what he said. You know what I'm saying? And
that was just misery.
Yeah.
Because you have people who have a problem for every solution.
And so
boom, boom,
I
need a bell.
I had to get it together. It took me a couple of years to get back to that because I beat myself up. You know what I'm saying? I did the whole guilt trip for myself, whatever. I'd be further along. You know, I could have impacted more lives. But again, I walked away from my love. Of course, I've grown from that. But that's something we don't allow people to cause you to walk away from love. Don't let,
because they don't understand.
They don't understand. And a lot of times it's not for them to understand. You know, it's for you. Because it's your vision, your dream, your goal. It's for you to go. They're not supposed to see the big picture. Not for them.
Agreed. And people will. That's why they say don't even share it with people most times. Yeah. I know some of them. Like, I mean, no, because I know people that is like, you ever told somebody new and you are so excited, and by the time you finish talking to them, it's like, why the hell did I even tell you? Yeah, I can't stand it. Like, even if I don't even understand what you're talking about, I'm going to be like, for real? Like, and I'm going to ask more questions to find out what you're talking about. But for me to see a person excited, it makes me excited. Exactly. So to just be that person that's like, well, you know,
such and such did this, and it was a big flop.
And it's like, okay. Well done.
Or what makes you think you can do that?
Oh, Debbie Downer. You can fill in the blanks afterwards.
But seriously though, walking, you know, so it could be relationship.
Yeah. Because I have experienced it in all things, really, you know. I have experienced it in all things. Like, shoot, even walking away from a job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have experienced it in all things. And the thing is, every time I've walked away, it was for my benefit. Like you said, it felt like it was falling apart, but it was really falling together. And I was a better person because of it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Have you guys, have you guys ever had a situation where you had to walk away from something that you love? Like, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear, you know, some of your testimonies or your stories of what happened and how you dealt with it, or if you're still dealing with it. So make sure that you guys note, comments, you know, let us know.
And I'll read it next week and talk about you. No. No, I am gonna talk about you if I want to, but just know, no, for real, it's all in love though. Like real talk. Like I said, I know I'm a little rough around the edges, and I don't like people, but I love people. You know, it's one of those things. Like I could take or leave people. Let me put it that way. Yeah. But those that I love, and I would treat a stranger to a meal. But some people, I'm just like, I could those that be downers, those bother Eeyores of the world. Because it's a bunch of them out here. That's what they are, Eeyores. Oh boy, you know those people that you say, how was your day? And by the end of it, you like, because now I done had a bad day just listening to your day.
Because their problems than we doing you.
Yeah. But no, sometimes you have to walk away from what you love. Because because I'm gonna go a step further. Sometimes that love is not even healthy. It ain't even love. It's almost like
words right out my mouth.
I don't even know what to call it, but it's not healthy. Yeah, you need to get away from it as fast as possible.
And a lot of times you think about, like, again, when I say you all falling together, like you don't even, you just take a step back, like, what the heck was I thinking about?
Yeah, because like normally the initial shock of it, you'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe. And then now today I can look back at all that stuff and I'm like, what? Well, you know how like you might, you know how we always talk about you had that one ex that was just like, thought was the end all to be all. Mm-hmm. And now I look back and I'm like, ew.
Exactly. What the heck I thinking about? I never remember. This one side. I'm sorry, some of y'all guys be thinking y'all is God's gift, right?
We be allowing them to think it. That's the problem.
You right, so I take that back. Some of you guys think that, but it be our fault for not.
And it ain't because they light skin. User 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, whatever your name was.
No, we really got into like a little argument.
Mm-hmm.
Out the car. Like, I bust out laughing.
I get ready to as I pull off. Really, you know what, John? Did I done pulled off, John.
You really think that? Like, I just laugh. Like, okay, you're walking. I'm driving.
Right. So how you gonna get home, sir?
But I'm just saying, like, I sit back and like, why was I eating? What was I thinking of? Why?
How did I end up here?
And the fact that I can't even find the right words right now. I was like,
you know why? Because
upside the head, like
you and I both, I felt like really do.
And
to a fault. I know I do.
Exactly. And that's
I need a application or something.
I accept people for who they are, and I expect them to be exactly who. And if it's something that's just a, something I just can't deal with, a non-negotiable, then whatever. If I know that you're gonna sit there and you're gonna try to put your toes on me, I go. I'm sorry. I don't like feet.
What is happening?
Don't feet on me. Like I'm not doing it. I know that for me, that's a non-negotiable. I would.
You would be sick of your brother, girl, because that's all he do is slide them damn feet over
and then be wiggling them.
Yes.
No, I can't.
Rubbing up and down my leg, and I love it. Only from my baby dog, I love it.
But seriously, all jokes aside, I don't like feet, but that wouldn't be the reason.
That took a strong left turn.
We need some humor, right? But seriously. But if it's something that I know that's going to bother me, like.
Right. I know what you mean.
I'm a team player. And if I got to do anything, if I'm going to be cleaning up the whole house and you sitting there, we got a problem.
Right.
It's just certain things that I look for in my mate. And I can take care of myself. I ain't looking for you to take care of me. I expect for you to be a part.
But and just because I can take care of myself, though, that don't mean
that I should.
We should be taking care of each other.
Yeah. If you talk to your mother like crap, you ain't the one for me. If how you treat your kids gonna matter to me. Like some stuff like that is just gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
non-negotiable. But if I know that, um, you might want to wiggle your toes. I know that just keep your toes on your side of the bed, or what have you. There's just some things that I'm going to expect for you to
Mm-hmm.
do. I'm going to expect for you to put the daggone dish in the sink and not the dishwasher where it belong at. I know you're going to do that, so I'm gonna take that step back, and I'm not going to start an argument with you. That's who you are. That's what you're going to do. So it's things like that I will say I accept.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for.
And I don't set no broad expectations.
Yeah, exactly. I don't expect for you to all the money in the world. I expect for you to chase your dreams. I don't want you to sit around moping on big on something. But even if I know I was one day. Guy he was McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like all these good qualities. One thing.
And she probably worked at Burger King. That's where my issue be coming in. You can't be expecting more from me than you give it out.
Yeah, she could have. But I'm just like,
It
well,
shouldn't even.
and I get it. Like, you want somebody who, and maybe that's what he was doing.
Hey,
I don't think she worked there. Out with him.
he might have been a manager. Like managers, like some of them store managers make good money.
Drop that.
At least I know back in the day, they literally, like they after so many years, they buy you a car. Mm-hmm. Like they used to really look out. My fast food.
Right.
See what you had to do. So you couldn't do it no more.
Kid. But yeah, so it's just that's me. I expect people to be exactly who they are, and I decide what I want to do. I don't look to change it.
That's me.
Now, if it's not in it, who you are, then I'll revert back anyway. They represent
Exactly who. Sounds about right. I mean, because that's the truth, though. People, I don't know. It's like I said, I've had to walk away from different things that I did hard, but none of it do I regret.
yeah.
So it's like I got to a point in life where I did for and understand that this is probably for the greater good. Mm-hmm. So I'ma ride this wave. Um, because even to the point where I'm a believer that when you don't walk away, something's taken away. So like you said, no matter what it is, whatever it is that you love, I just like I said, people need to understand, and I know that's easier said than done because I feel it's definitely something that takes work, but understanding that you are enough, and that's with anything. You know what I mean? Because it could be drugs. You know, you could be putting drugs before everything else. And most people have some type of drugs, drink, and stuff like that. That's to cover something. Yeah. Something that they don't want to deal with. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whatever you're truly, really dealing with. So it's one of those things where you have to really, I still go back to just loving yourself enough and caring about yourself enough to want more. Yeah. Want more and know that you deserve. Know that you deserve it and know that you can have more.
Because a lot of times people, that portion was this. Oh.
They think that's all
they think that's what they.
Yep.
That's that pharmacy that we I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember high school. loved her.
Yeah. A lot of people like that.
You
believe it or
know,
not.
so I don't understand when I walked into it ain't feel good. I ain't trying to have nobody fist
Right.
up on me all the time. You know, but that's what maybe that's what she went home. Whatever. That feel like
Yeah.
that's what she
Because like I never thought that was cute. You know,
no.
all that tussling and hustling with the boyfriend and no, don't put your damn hands on me.
Mother ain't
I ain't even playing those types of games. I don't even want to fake wrestle. Keep your hands to yourself. Because I might get mad. Now I done bust you upside your head with something. Because you played with me, right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So
I do not abuse my husband.
Take away the real. No, but just being able to, I believe, mindset shift.
Mm-hmm.
Some self under
Mm-hmm.
building self esteem.
Yes.
And all the things that help you walk away from easier. Not
Right.
easy, but easier. When you know something, like I know if I'm sitting on Long Island, you right. But I know when I used to drink that Long Island, in the morning I'm gonna be screwed up.
Girl.
So if you know what the outcome gonna be, why you gonna keep doing it?
Speaking of drinks, still reserved. I hate to stop drinking it because I got in a fight every single time. It didn't matter who I was. I'd have gotten in a fight with you, my friend. It would have been it, girl. I look back now and I'm like, girl, what was you doing? I don't even know why I was drinking malt liquor.
Like, crazy stuff like, oh, I drive better when I'm drunk.
Girl.
Oh, you drunk, dummy. That's why you think that.
That's why you ain't got a care in the world. Hair blowing in the wind.
So you know, I know if that's where I'm gonna get at when I drink Long Island. So Long Island loved me, and I loved it back. Walk away from it, right?
Yeah.
It was, and when I took a step back, it was better for my pocketbook
and everything.
My kidney,
right? That part.
Everything, you know. So it's just knowing.
Yeah.
When everybody has. I'm sorry. I'm sure that in the times when people are like, you know, but everybody has. Don't use that as a
whatever.
Find your evaluate yourself, or do you plan it? Especially if it's a marriage, differently. You know, evaluate yourself. Are you expecting something from that person that they can't even live up to? They ain't even equipped for that. They ain't even equipped for it. So, they expect me to be a supermodel? I ain't super bad because I'm not. That was your expectation for me.
Well, expectations is get us like that. Let's be clear.
So.
Well, my takeaway, not really a hard. And as long there's work that goes along, that's the thing. Like, so it don't mean just because you show up, you're enough. That's not what that means. But when you have done the work to be your best, you have done the work to be your best self. You're just not gonna settle for understanding or a degree. But you walk away. It's easy to walk away when you know that you are enough. It's easier to walk away from that don't mean you any good. So that's my takeaway. That's where I'm at with it. What did you say earlier about what was your question? I wanted to read it. Oh Lord.
But about have you ever had a time
Yes.
or
Where it was something
where
that you
something
needed
you
to walk
needed to
away
walk?
from. Yes.
Yeah.
So please be sure to leave us a comment. Like I said, I will read it next week. Talk about you a little bit, laugh at you, tell you I love you. So, but no, have you have any of you ever been in a situation like we said? It don't have to be a relationship. It could have been a friendship. It could have been a job. It could have been um an unhealthy relationship with drugs, drinking, or anything to that degree where you had to walk away from it and it was hard. What did you do? How did you manage it? What steps did you take? And I think that John, anything else?
We love John.
Yes, our producer. He just is over here, giggles, laughs a little, points his finger.
I be listening.
He doesn't do his job.
I just
though.
pay attention.
Nah, he
He doesn't do his job all the time. Having to remind him.
doesn't.
But today's episode was produced by John Williams of Infinite Social Solutions. They specialize in website registration, social media management, website hosting, and computer repair. You can contact the owner, John Williams, and head IT specialist with any inquiries at 443-681-9306 or by email at info@inf